Good morning, guys. Happy Saturday. My name is Jason, and you're watching Ray of Light Tarot. Well, if you're watching this channel, you're watching Ray of Light Tarot. That's how it works. And so I just wanted to come in and check in with you guys. A lot of the readings I do, outside of my personal readings, of course, a lot of the zodiac readings I do, I try to follow. I try to work on somewhat of a schedule, of course, because we have to get things done in a reasonably time-effective pace, at a reasonably time-effective pace. But I also go with what I feel. I mean, so much about doing tarot is about following your internal guide, right? You're being intuitive. Hey guys, hey Nicole, hey Rebecca, nice to see you. And so this morning, I'm working on tons of personal readings. By the way, if you ordered a personal reading and you're waiting to hear from me, you should hear from me this weekend to get something set up. So if you have a personal reading pending and you don't hear from me throughout the weekend, then you need to reach out to me again because there's a reason. But yeah, I've got a lot of people I've got to get in touch with. So if you haven't heard from me and you've been waiting, patience, I appreciate it. I'm going to take care of a lot of that this weekend. Anyway, this morning I have a hair appointment actually. I have a hair appointment coming up this morning at 9:30. But something was telling me to come on and do the Virgo reading for June because there's some good information to come through. So if you are a Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, specifically Sun and Rising, if your Virgo is Sun or Rising, or if you have a soulmate or twin soul who is also a Virgo, then you probably want to listen to this. Especially if you're in separation and you want to find out, what's going on, in this connection, because there's a lot going on. The answer is what's going on? A lot is going on. So is it good? Well, yeah, guys, it's always good. That's the thing. Even when it doesn't feel good, it's still good. My twin soul and I haven't heard from or talked to my twin soul in a very long time. And that's good. It doesn't feel good, but it's still good. You have to learn to trust. We all have to learn to trust in the timing of our lives, regardless of what it is. I've made a lot of what I could refer to as mistakes in my life, and I certainly regret the pain I caused myself and the pain I caused my loved ones, right? I do regret that. But I can't regret the actual decisions and the choices I made because, and here's why, because having not made those decisions and choices, it wouldn't have brought me to exactly where I am. I wouldn't be able to do the healing work that I do for you guys and for myself, and I wouldn't be the person that I am today. The whole, complete, caring person that I am. And so we have to sort of be grateful for a lot of the somewhat the things that feel like mistakes, because they are for a purpose, right? Even the painful stuff, especially the painful stuff. If you allow it, it can lead to some great lessons. And you know what they say, that which does not kill us makes us stronger. And certainly some of the mistakes I've made in the last couple of years have almost killed me. Regret, loneliness, sorrow, right? I'm no different from all of us, from all of you, us. When I feel alone and filled with sorrow, I sometimes don't feel like I want to be here in this physical earth plane experience, right? But I'm glad to be here. I'm grateful for the experiences I've had. And yes, attitude of gratitude is the key, guys. So let's start and let's see what Virgo has going on and their soulmate for June 2020 with the animal spirit. And then I'll go into the tarot. Show me Virgo. And show me Virgo's soulmate. Ooh. And show me the connection as a whole. Alrighty. Beautiful. So the connection as a whole, you have the dragonfly spirit, and then behind that, the sandpiper. So if you are in separation, it's really time to communicate. It is a time to communicate, Virgo or soulmate or Virgo. Whoever's been running, try to come back a little and communicate, because the dragonfly spirit suggests that truth can transcend illusion at this time. So all of the illusions we convince ourselves of out of fear, out of sadness, whatever, those can be sort of gone beyond. And this dragonfly is such a beautiful energy. I always get strong Gemini energy with the dragonfly. My soul companion is Gemini. I'm also Gemini ascendant. And the Sandpiper Spirit talks about being playful. Card numbers 22 and 51. A lot of synchronicity in those numbers if you combine them or break them down. I'm not going to do all that. You can do it yourself. All right, here we go. You've got the Crow Spirit for you, Virgo. How about this? Bye-bye, Nicole. You've got the Crow Spirit here, and it says co-create with Spirit. So Virgo, you're being guided to stay in strong communication with your guides, with source energy, your creator right now, whether in prayer, meditation, praise and adoration, whatever it feels right for you. This is also card number 17, which breaks down to an 8. So we got that constant flow of energy. The 8 is about balance, healing. But the Crow Spirit says co-create with Spirit. So what do you have to do to co-create with Spirit? You have to be in constant, what? Communication. Gemini, Sun's in Gemini. It's all about communication, right, guys? Okay, and then for your soulmate, Virgo, they've got card number 55, which they're going through your soulmate is going through major changes in their life. They may be going through career changes, maybe a breakup, a move, who knows what it is, but lots of changes going on for your soulmate, the Snake Spirit. So your soulmate also, the Snake Spirit is about miracles, but it's also about survival. Your soulmate may be really focused on like getting to the root of things, what it feels like. What do I need to just survive? What do I need in this life? Like, could I be okay with the bare minimum to survive in life? But the Snake Spirit is about breaking those things down, but it's also about what it takes to receive miracles, which is what? Healing, right? Time to heal. Yes, shedding that skin. And so they're in a place of shedding the skin of the past, bringing with them only what they must. And guess what? In communication, out of communication, Virgos, your soulmate knows that you will always be something or someone that they bring with them because of the love, excuse me, the love between the two of you. The love is so beautiful, so pure, so strong, and so unconditional. I don't care about what brought you to go in your separate directions. You both know the love is unconditional. It's a true friendship love of caretaking. And there is a need for this communication to happen here because of what you're both going through. You could be a great support to one another at this time, whether you recognize it or not. So keep that in the back of your mind. If you're someone who has been contemplating whether or not to reach out to your soulmate, it's probably a good time to do that because you could be of great help to one another. And you never really know. You can have that strong communication, telepathy, all those things energetic, but you never really know what's going on in someone's life until you communicate with them and sort of bridge the gap. And there needs to be a bridging of the gap here. You both have full lives and many wonderful people in your lives, but that doesn't replace each other. Okay? Hold on, Bubba. Bentley's at the door. Billy's like, can I come in? Yes, son. You can come in, son. All right, so let's see what the tarot has to say here. Thank you, universe. Thank you, source, spirit, angels, archangels, Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Michael. Thank you for connecting me to the energy of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and their soulmate for those who are most in need of healing guidance at this time. Show me the soulmate of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for the month of June, Gemini season. Woo! Soulmate of Virgo. A lot of cards flying out here. I have to shuffle all the way through the deck at least once and see what comes out. Okay, that's got to be enough. All right, so, wow. King of Swords, Judgment, Three of Cups, Queen of Wands, Outcome card. Wow, nice outcome card, soulmate of Virgo, Ten of Cups, Four of Wands. Ooh, what have you been dealing with though? This is interesting. For the soulmate of Virgo, Virgos, if you're watching, your soulmate's been dealing with a lot. So they are overall energy getting the Two of Cups, which speaks to some sort of reunion with you, possibly an energetic reunion. But what they're going through in the present seems to be extremely painful. because they've got the Four of Cups in their present energy. So this could be someone who's dealing with a situation where they're finding themselves to be very discontented. If they're in another relationship, it's not working out well. They're coming out as the King of Swords. The other person is coming out as the Queen of Wands. So air, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. If your soulmate is a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, could be masculine energy. This could be for you. They're with, currently, with a fire, Libra, especially Sagittarius and Aries coming through really strong. Leo, Sagittarius and Aries energy. Or this could be them, both energies. But the Queen of Wands came out reversed. So there's an energy of a connection that's very at odds or in conflict here. But coming in below that, in the subtext of the connection, there's good things happening for them. Judgment. And judgment comes, that does speak to an awakening for your soulmate or twin soul. Judgment comes sometimes through very painful experiences. It doesn't always come from the happiest moments in our lives. Sometimes that judgment energy, and it is judgment. It could be a time where maybe they're coming to see things clearly, or they're coming to feel like they're being, the chickens are coming home to roost. Maybe they feel like judgment is coming down upon them for the mistakes they've made. But this is a person who's in a situation that's very conflicted, and they're both receiving what feels like judgment, and they're also experiencing that awakening that also is connected to this major arcana card, the Judgment card. The future-based cards for them for June are really good, okay? The future-based cards for your twin or soulmate are really good. Now, they're coming out King of Swords upright. So again, your soulmate Virgo could be a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, and that makes sense to me as a Virgo. So they're coming in the near future with the Three of Cups. Now, this can represent a third-party situation, but more than that, it feels like a third-party situation ending and a new beginning happening here, where there is a celebration, a coming together of energies that are more balanced, because beside that card we have the Four of Wands. So this feels like ascension energy, especially if it's twin souls, two doves here representing the spiritual connection here. And the spiritual connection is one spirit. It's one whole in two parts. And so it's a beautiful thing coming in here with this sort of ascension energy. They see you as the Knight of Pentacles, Virgos. So they see you moving toward them slowly but surely, also in a balanced way. And they see you as that 11-11 portal, that sort of desire. 11-11, you want to come in right in the middle of that, like coming through a finish line. But so there is a great deal of focus on this soul connection, the Two of Cups here. But there's also, it's hard to focus on something like that when you're caught right in the middle of a wasp nest. And that's what it feels like. Your soulmate feels like they're right in the middle of a wasp nest. So they could be in the middle of a connection that's either very conflicted right now, or just the opposite. They want conflict, but there is none. Like they're just feeling very frustrated, and there's just something that's not fulfilling them. They're having trouble letting go. They've got the Four of Cups, but they've also got the Four of Pentacles. So this is someone who, as much as they want to move on from something, they're holding on to something for maybe the right reasons, maybe the wrong reasons, but they're having a really hard time letting go of something. Maybe it's been a great source of joy in the past or comfort, but the trouble letting go comes from a feeling of nostalgia. It's not coming from what's there in the present, because what's there in the present is a whole lot of not happy. So this person's longing to focus on themselves, their sort of coat of armor, like the things that make them happy. And what's beautiful, Virgo, and I can relate to this too, is your soulmate or twin soul also knows that the happiness they feel with you allows them to be fulfilled in a beautiful way that's not so demanding. It allows them to seek after their goals and their happiness too. So you both have a beautiful energy here that allows you to both have the Ten of Cups without really being tied down or sort of made to be someone you're not. So that's a beautiful thing about this connection for you guys, Virgos and soulmate of Virgo, that either one of you, Virgo or the soulmate, this is for the soulmate, but it could flip. For either one of you, if you are in a situation that's not fulfilling you anymore, or where you don't feel loved or like you're being seen, right, or accepted, the beautiful thing about your connection with Virgo or vice versa is that you both, with one another, have that. You have a connection where you are seen and respected and allowed to be more of yourself. And any good relationship where we find happiness is because at the heart of it, we're allowed to become more of ourselves, right, as we grow. And so you guys have some good things coming. There's a need for communication, though. You've got the Page of Cups, which leads to this Ace of Pentacles, and then that allows you to come out of isolation. So if you guys are in separation, there is a need to communicate, because the Five of Pentacles is in reverse. I mean, you know, it depends on who you are in the connection. Like I'm not someone who would be reaching out to communicate because that's not where, you know, that's not where my connection is. If you are the one who's been running in a connection, or you are someone who, you know, wants who needs help of some kind, don't don't let your ego get in the way though, because the moon is here. Oh no, that's the Eight of Cups. So you're desiring to walk toward this moon, which is your heart's desire, but it's requiring you to walk away from things that provided you a lot of stability and happiness at one point. So don't let your ego get in the way of pursuing what it is you desire, because your freedom lies in this too, and you don't want to be a coward. You don't want to run away. You don't want to run from your freedom, right? Out of fear. You've got victory here. The Six of Wands, Soulmate of Virgo. There's victory in this if you can choose properly for yourself and those you love. Make sure that you are keeping your plans secret. Whatever you're planning and trying to prepare for, make sure you plan in secret, and make sure that you do all things while in preparation that need to be done for whatever moves you're trying to make, okay? Show me Virgo for the month of June. For a lot of people, somebody said something about fear to commit. For a lot of people, there doesn't feel like there's a fear of commitment, because it doesn't feel like that's the issue for a lot of these connections. It's not about a commitment. It's about the connection itself between Virgo and this soul partner doesn't feel like commitment. It feels very free. It feels like it's a very free and loving, adventurous connection. So I don't think fear of commitment is the issue, because it doesn't feel like a commitment. It feels like there's a lot of fear of change, a lot of fear of leaving comfortable situations, and fear of you know, feeling out of control, because the connection feels so strong for a lot of these people. It feels like there's a fear of giving into it. There's such a fear of losing the person and being out of control that it's easier for this person to run than to give into the love of the connection. But it definitely doesn't feel like a fear of commitment, because the connection itself doesn't require commitment. It's not like a traditional connection where you put on an engagement ring and go get married and have kids and live in a 3-bedroom house. You know, very small-minded. These feel very beautiful, big, adventurous connections that feel like freedom. So I can't speak for, you know, people who aren't in this energy group, but this energy group feels like a very big, freeing connection in and of itself. So I don't sense a fear of commitment on anybody's part here. Sense a fear, but not a fear of commitment. So Virgo, what you're doing here, what's got you kind of trapped is there was a tough cycle that ended with betrayal and deception. And it may have been you. It could have been the other person. It may have been you, or it could have been both of you. But something wasn't being spoken honestly or clearly about. Some of you were not sharing something with someone. Feels like there was a lot of a secrecy. One side was scared to show their true self, and the other side was scared to show their true feelings. There's just a lot of fear here. And what's happening is there's all of this mental energy coming in. The Nine of Swords is here, and it's been coming in through your dreams or your lack of dreams if you're not sleeping well. A lot of new energy though. And as that Nine of Swords wears through and allows the Ten of Swords to come in and end this cycle, okay, whatever this is for you guys, Virgo, there's a big ending, and it requires you to let go of whatever betrayal you felt. Maybe someone you felt broke your heart by just abandoning you, or you felt disposed of. But you have to take your part, own your part, because you were deceiving someone. You weren't showing them everything. You weren't showing them everything, the truth about something. And so you have to expect that when people are faced with things that were hidden from them, they're going to run or be hurt. This is an energy that's really not accounting for the spiritual side here. So you want to not get caught too much into the mental energy. I know we're in Gemini season, which is a very mental energy. But you want to make sure not to get too caught up in that mental energy, that you're sort of ignoring the heart stuff, because you've got the Star card here, you've got the Hermit, and then you've got the Fool. Virgo, this is very important, and I'm a Virgo too, so I'm not preaching, I'm talking to all of us here. It's very important that you embrace the energy you're in, because you're in such a transformative energy that does require a little bit of going within and being alone. And if you can get through this big transformation with the Star, this royal energy that you're going through, it's going to lead you to a new beginning in love with your soulmate or twin soul, whoever this destined partner is. You're coming together here. You've got the Four of Wands. You both have the Four of Wands. Okay, so yeah, there's definitely a need for communication between these two people, and there's no guarantee it's going to happen because that requires whoever the person that cut communication off to swallow their pride and admit their feelings and come back, and communicate. But both parties need to be humble here. Both parties need to be accountable for their wrongs because See, the thing is, guys, connections like this they don't come along every day. They're life changing, they're life affirming. And you guys have the opportunity here, Virgo, to move into a place of ascension, which will allow the union to really take hold and will allow you to get to work on the things that you want to do together, that you both in your hearts want to do together, whether that's in a romantic sense, friendship, both, whatever. It doesn't really matter. There's a new beginning here, the Fool card. The Fool speaks to this new beginning and sort of taking a leap of faith. And I think what's beautiful is, and I connect to this really strongly, Virgo, for you and for your soulmate, there's a strong childlike optimism that's coming through for both of you right now. There's a desire to take that leap of faith. You've both seen a lot these past few months. You've seen the world and how things change. And look at how people are so willing with COVID-19. People are so willing to give up their lives, basically, out of fear. People are so afraid of losing their lives, right? They're so afraid of getting coronavirus. People are so afraid of getting coronavirus and dying and losing their life that they're basically willing to give up their lives to avoid dying. Like, what's the point of living if you're shacked up in your home all the time with a mask on every time you leave the house? There is no point in living. So people are literally that shows you how afraid people are of death. They're so afraid of death that they will literally give up their lives to keep from dying. Well, I'm not. I'm not afraid of it on that way, and I don't think you should be. And that's sort of what happened here in this connection, guys. People, you two, one of you more than the other, but you two have been so afraid, right, of losing each other, your autonomy, that you run from each other, or that you run from this connection, and you end up losing it all anyway, because without this connection, there's not the same degree of happiness in your life or fulfillment. It's more of a counterfeit happiness, right? So now it's time to take that leap of faith, to be willing to know, okay, I really can have it all, but I've got to trust in this love and let the light defeat the dark. Remember that song, You Are the Reason? It says, if I could turn back the clock, I'd make sure the light defeated the dark. And that's true. But I've been in a connection where we may have both felt that way, but then when we get the chance to do it, we do the same thing again and let the dark win again. You can't come back together and repeat the same cycle. It just doesn't work. You've got to come back together and really, really mean it. You've got to really desire for and intend for the light to defeat the dark in this connection, because if you allow the light to defeat the dark, oh boy, the blessings are going to be endless in this connection. But like I said, you can want it. And I've been there where you want the light to win, you feel that, but when you come back together and you have the chance, the same thing happens again. And it's not because the love isn't there, it's not because the intent isn't there, but there has to be a willingness to overcome the fear, okay? Those deep wounds that have caused such fear with our inner child, we've got to overcome that. If you don't do it together, you're going to have to do it apart. It's up to you how you do it, but you've got to do it. And so there is a willingness here, Virgos and soulmate or twin soul of Virgos, for a new beginning here, but it's going to require some real swallowing of pride and humility. Who is big enough to do that here? Virgo, you're going through that. That's your card, the Hermit. You're going through Hermit energy for the purpose of transformation with the star, Aquarius energy. You could be dealing with an Aquarius. If it's a Virgo and an Aquarius, you're a beautiful connection. Too much detachment, though. Too much detachment. At some point, there has to be a willingness, a conscious willingness to come together with humility and a willingness to make reparations toward one another. The love is so strong. It's not about the love not being strong, but the will, right? And remember the old saying, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Well, the flesh is weak, so you've got to overcome that with more spiritual strength. This new beginning has the opportunity to lead you to so much abundance, guys. Are you willing to take that leap? Are you willing to take that leap of faith? How vulnerable are you willing to be if the other person's not willing to be vulnerable at all? Sometimes it requires that willingness to take that risk. You take this for what it is for you, how it resonates for you, but I feel there's a strong need to communicate here for these two people. And Virgo, you're being told to co-create with spirit. So if you're having trouble seeing through to the end of something or seeing the way through, you need to co-create with spirit and find a way to see through, okay, to that ending, to that beautiful ending you desire in your life with whoever and whatever it's about. These are soulmate readings, but even if it's about, you know, material wealth and expansion, you need to find a way to see the way through and to manifest that in the most appropriate and proper way, okay? It's the Mystical Tarot, Shaman Tarot card for Virgo and their soulmate. We've got the Owl and the Blade. So here's the deal, guys. In the readings I did yesterday for the new moon in Gemini, those in separation, the masculine got the Owl card. What this is reminding me is the masculine here in this connection is seeing the truth. The masculine's looking at you. They see the light in your eyes. They know they share that light and that there is a possibility for this thing to be something beautiful. They know it's meant to be, but that doesn't take away fear. The masculine also has to get the will to overcome their fears, right? And sometimes we get into such a habit of being cowardly that we have such trouble stepping out of that to claim what's ours. Now, this is a time where if action is not taken soon because the truth is being made so obvious, then you're going to feel, masculine and feminine here, you're going to feel the absence of spiritual support, because sometimes spirit will remove its presence from you so that you feel that absence. That's a risky thing, but it feels like that's what's going to happen. And that's the times when people sometimes harm themselves because they feel so alone and so empty. And I hope that doesn't happen to any of you, but I feel those of you that know you need to do something here, and you're seeing this blade represents the truth here, and that owl, it's all this wisdom is you're giving. Don't sit in the opportunity and feel all the truth, because it will move away from you if you don't act on it. It's not something you're just going to be constantly given. This is a gift being given to someone, but it's so they will see, so they will know, and so they will what? Take action. You have to take action, okay? The number's 111. There's 111 people here, or there were just a second ago. That's an energetic gateway, 111. It's an energetic gateway where instant manifestations can happen. So watch your thoughts, watch your words, watch what you claim, and watch your actions more than anything, okay? But you've got the truth here. It's being given to you. The truth is being given to you, and you've also got this spiritual awareness. The owl is that feminine energy, and the fact that the masculine's been given that in a lot of these connections speaks to me that it's time for action. And it doesn't have to be some big life-changing action, declarations that changes your whole situation, but there needs to be communication. Whatever it is you've been afraid to do, take a little action toward that, okay? Be brave, all right? You can do this, guys. You guys have a great day. Namaste. Happy weekend. Again, if you purchased a personal reading, I'll be getting in touch with you sometime throughout this weekend to either get it scheduled or etc. So I've just been really behind right now. So it is a little bit of a delay getting caught up on those things. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Have a good weekend.